Hey guys, welcome to Get Busy Watching. I'm your host, Honest Dan. Let's talk movies.
Things were different. A lot different. I was with my brother Charlie.
It's magic! Charlie, don't!
I need to find my little brother. Someone's taken him.
With my connections, I could find your brother no problemo.
Over the last several months, a number of citizens vanished into thin air.
Do you think it's the same people who took my brother?
Shocker! It sucks. But it's not without its redeeming quality. I think the thing to keep in mind is that this is definitely a kid's movie to the bone. The kind of kids movie that makes you check your watch, roll your eyes, and complain about being 30 years old. And I know it's kind of easy to cry out Lego movie ripoff, but the parallels are only as far as movie based on toy, some light live action stuff. If anything, it's actually closer to Pagemaster, if anyone remembers that from the 90s. It's about a person who has a problem. Someone else is telling this person to learn to lighten up, but they don't want to learn that lesson, get whisked away on an animated adventure with colorful characters to help out, at some point fight a giant lizard, and eventually goes home learning the lesson of lightening up. Under those pretenses, the only real difference between the two films is that Pagemaster is a little darker and has a much better draw in terms of star power. I mean, do kids really know Anya Taylor-Joy? Because I knew Macaulay Culkin and Christopher Lloyd as a kid, and Whoopi Goldberg. Anyway, the first 10 minutes of this movie is like watching that commercial that starts off as a romantic comedy and then just becomes a zombie horror film. It's that drastic of a change in tone. The movie opens on a happy peppy sequence of Marla practicing what she wants to say to her parents, and then sporadically breaks out into a happy peppy song and dance number, and then all of a sudden, the doorbell rings, and then it's all, your parents, they're dead. Really serious business, yo. And now, 4 years later, she's got a job, she's trying to take care of her younger brother, fighting with him, and it's almost a different movie. And I say that full knowing that I haven't even gotten to the animated portion of the story. Oh yeah, you thought I was talking about a completely different movie, didn't you? No, it's all the same movie. None of the advertising tells you that the first act is all live action, nor does it tell you that it's a musical. Yeah, you heard me. It takes a while for this thing to kick off. One of the running problems that I had with the story was how annoyed I was at Charlie, the younger brother. This kid has no respect for his own situation, let alone his sister's. It'd be one thing if the parents were, like, absent, and they expect Marla to take care of Charlie while they're gone, and because of that, she has to mature up, she has to be a parent figure to Charlie, and that's why he's kind of freaking out that they don't have fun anymore, but that's not the case. Their parents are dead. He should be just as affected as she is. The level of stress and depression that she must be suffering from, to call this kid a brat would be insultingly understating it. Look, I get it. He's a kid, and even kids going through rough times, they act out. So the fact that these siblings are arguing and don't always see eye to eye is no big surprise, but not like this. And things don't get much better even when we get to animation land. Because like the rest of the flick, a bunch of stuff just happens because random battle sequences, random characters, random plot events, it's a whole lot of nonsense, only making a coherent kind of sense about halfway through the story. Even then, the story tries to be more complex than it needs to be. It's about Marla wanting to rescue Charlie from Emperor Maximus. Why throw in subplots about gang leaders or robots with a crush on her? Just make it about the rescue. The animation is certainly cheap-ish, nothing endearing or memorable. It's colorful, so kids will be paying attention for the most part. Worse have been made, but nothing to write home about or worth getting mad at. It's passable. The only true positive is, oddly enough, Taylor-Joy. Look, by no means is this a good performance, but all of her roles have been somber, subtle, nuanced. It'd be like watching Meryl Streep go from Deer Hunter to something like The Smurfs and not being awful at it. I mean, not good either, but having the right energy. It's like being teased that she could be right for a kid's movie, just not this one. Put her in Disney or Pixar, I wager she'd be great. And that's another thing about her. She's a solid voice actress. Again, she has the right energy, good delivery and timing. For bad jokes, that's all it really boils down to. She just needed a better script. Can't believe I'm about to say this, but spoilers ahead. If you don't want them, jump to this time code. But it's Playmobil the movie. I'm not giving away anything that's going to change the way you look at animated films. This movie has a questionable message to it. Shirk your responsibilities and have fun instead. Yeah, that's how this movie wraps up. They come back to the real world and decide to have more fun. Parents are still dead. Marla still has to work customer service for minimum wage, still has to pay a mortgage, bills, Charlie's school, groceries. Life hasn't stopped because of their little adventure. Come to think of it, being in animation land solved all their problems. I doubt this world has immigration laws, and you need little more than a desire to work to make a decent living for the both of them. Charlie has super strength. He's got to be able to make some dough off that little perk somehow. Seriously, what in the real world did they really need to get back to? Overall, what can I say? I'm not the target demographic. This is specifically geared toward children, and it's fine for them. But there's nothing here for adults. It's not particularly funny, imaginative, it gets pretty random, doesn't always make sense. It's just mindless children's entertainment. My honest rating for Playmobil the movie, a weak 3 out of 5. Only saved by Anya Taylor-Joy. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Hope to see you soon.